Okay, so here we are back in the actual styling. Now, we could go to the style here and we could say, I don't want that box to go the whole width of the whole page. So we could actually put in something like the width and then say, all right, I want the width to be, say, 400 pixels. So that's just, and you can change all of these numbers. This is just me guessing. Now, I want it to come off the left-hand side of the page, so I might move it from the left-hand side of the page 600 pixels off the left-hand edge of the page. So now if I hit save on that and I go back, you'll see here's my heading, and it's a much smaller box. Now it hasn't come off the left edge of the page. Now I might want to say to that, all right, I want to fix this position. So I could go position fixed, and it'll put it exactly where I told it to go, which will be 600 pixels off the edge of the page. So if I go back here, there it is, it's exactly 600. Now, I might not want it to be exactly 600. It depends on where I want to put it, right? So I might say, okay, I want to put it 500 off the left-hand side edge, and you can actually play with these. There's a few called absolute, there's a few different ones that will change according to the page. The position is not something that you necessarily need to know for the exam, but the thing like the width and all of these other ones, all of these ones, you do need to know for the exam. You need to make sure that you know what they do. I'm just playing around with this a little bit now to show you how the styles can change, all right? So that's one thing that we can work on, is doing some styling in there. Now, there's one other one that I want to show you, and I'm just going to go back to the original page here. I'm just going to leave that like that, is this link down the bottom here. Now, the problem with this link is it's already gone purple, and if I click on it, it'll actually change colors to red, and red on a red background, it doesn't really work for me. So one of the things we could do is we look at our code here, and we say, okay, in the index.html, the anchor is this thing here. So I could go in here and I could actually style the anchor. So I could actually go A and then do the braces and do that. The problem is every single anchor I do is going to be changed. Now I might not want to do that. I might want to change just this one. So we could go into here and we could do several things. The first one we could do is class. We say class equals, and we give it a name, and we could call this link. Just say, no, not link. We could call this Google. Just say, for example. Now, we've made this class Google. Now, if we go into here, we can style just the one that's the class Google. But because it's a class, because it's not just a normal tag, it's a class, we need to put a full stop, and then we put the word Google. Then we do the curly brackets. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say decoration, text decoration. I'm going to say none. So what that's going to do is that's actually going to take off that blue section on my link. So if I hit save there, just want to check that was Google with a capital G. That's my class, Google, good, good. So now if I go back here and I hit refresh on this page, you'll see there's no underline. There's no anything special here. My mouse still changes, but there's no underline. Now I might want to change this a little bit. So I might say, right, the color, I want the color of this link to be, I don't know, let's choose one of these, beige. And I might want the font family, and I might say this one, I want it to be cursive. And font size, I'm going to make it a little bit larger. Let's make it 24 pixels. Right, so now let's go down and have a look, and you can see it's a little bit off color, it's beige, the hand still works, it doesn't change color when I roll over it, but it is the hyperlink. If I click on it, it'll still work, the hyperlink will still work. So by giving it in our HTML, by giving it its own class, I can individually style it in here by putting the full stop first. Now, you might not want to do a class. You might want to give it an ID. It's just a different way to do it. And an ID is normally when you're styling only one very specific thing. So I can say ID equals Google. Now, if I do it with an ID, when I go to my style, instead of having a full stop, I put a hashtag in there. So a hash means ID and a full stop means class. So I could do that. Now if I go to here, hit refresh, you shouldn't see any changes, right? So it's exactly the same, that's right. So you could use an ID or a class in here within the anchor so that we can change just this line. We won't change anything else. So that's it for style sheets. One more thing I should just mention, CSS is cascading style sheets. And what that means is they're sheets that will influence 4 or 5 different pages, different web pages, 10 different web pages, however many you use this link on to link back to those style sheets. So that's it for CSS.